Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again on the Insider. If you like fantasy sports, hit me up on Twitter. You see my two Twitter address. Also, hit me up on Instagram. Also, where I will post my results on Instagram as well. Also, email me and also hit me up on Facebook. And remember to double check the lineups because lineups do change from time to time. Um, Last night, the one I put up on the channel did not do well, and sometimes that is going to happen because sometimes you're going to have lineups that will do good, and sometimes it's not always meant to be. So you just got to forget about what happened yesterday and go back on the grind the next day, and that's what we're going to do for tonight. Here we go. I'm going to go with number one. I'm going to go with Russell Westbrook. Um, Russell Westbrook. Um, he's 1,100 and $11,500. His last game, if I can pull that up, he had 56 Fanduel points. He had 33 points in 34 minutes. Kyle Lowry, put him in there against against Cleveland. He had 54 fantasy points and 28 points. Now on back to backs, he had 43 against Charlotte and 30 against the Knicks. So that's a little risky play there because they're coming off a back to back. So you can change up the player. You can use somebody else. You can use Curry or somebody else. They're just suggestions that I'm throwing out there. You don't have to use him because a lot of people say, "Well, why would you use him? He had a back to back." Next is Contavious Caldwell Pope against Oklahoma City. He had 25 fantasy points. He played 34 minutes. The Knicks is one of the worst scoring defenses in the league. So that's why I put him on there because Pope can put up some fantasy points because the Knicks defense is not that good. So that's why I put him in there. So you have to really look at the defensive rankings and defensive matchups as well. That's why I put him on there. And when he played the Knicks, he had 28 FanDuel points on November 1st when they played the Knicks in Detroit. Next is Wesley Matthews, a 4,600 in his last game against the Knicks. He played 34 minutes. He averaged 8 points. So hopefully he had 18 FanDuel points in his last game. Hopefully he'll score more points tonight against Boston. Boston's defense, they have a little shaky defense as well. Next I'm going with Kawhi Leonard. Leonard, 8,500 against Sacramento. In the last game against the Heat, he had 24 points in 35 minutes. He had 40 fantasy points. Robert Covington is next. Covington, 4,600. Only played 14 minutes against the Houston Rockets, but on November 12th against the Atlanta Hawks, he played 26 minutes and scored 11 points. Washington is another team that has a very poor defense, so it's a chance for Robert Covington to go off tonight and put up some good fantasy numbers. LaMarcus Aldridge is next. He's coming in at 7,000 against Miami. He played 18 minutes, scored 36 points, and three rebounds, 2 assists. He had 24 fantasy points. So right now, I'm hoping for LaMarcus Aldridge to get at least 35 to 40 points as well. They're taking on a Kings team that their defense is very shaky. So this is a chance for Aldridge to get some good fantasy points. Nick Jockett is next. He's taking on the Phoenix Suns tonight. He's coming in at 4,400. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, why are you picking him? He doesn't get a lot of fantasy points. But they're taking on the Phoenix Suns. They haven't played Phoenix So basically, hopefully he'll get it going. They're taking on the Phoenix Suns team that they're fast paced. Phoenix will give up a lot of points, so this is a chance for Nikola Jokic to get some huge fantasy points as well. Now, if you don't like Jokic, you can go with somebody else. This is just my suggestion. And my last player is Jonas Valanciunas. Um, Against the Cavaliers, he had 25 fantasy points. He played 34 minutes and scored 14 points. So that is my lineup for today. Like I said, if you're not really satisfied with this lineup, you can always make changes. Always, tweak, sub in players, sub out. You can always do that. But thanks for watching. I will talk to you next time.